to Mr. Jesse James. You are the program officer at the Ministry of Gender for Women Empowerment at the division. Tell us, how is gender ministry?
Uh, Firstly, I want to tell you so much. Tell you thank you for inviting us to the show. The Ministry of Gender is has been doing very well, especially when it comes to women and children, promotion and protection. So we have been doing excellently well when it comes to protection of women and children as well as men.
Okay, that's great. That way I wanted to drive, because you see the issue about, gender, when sometimes people talk about gender issues, it's just restricted to either maybe children or maybe women. In most cases in Liberia is how people want to term it. But I mean, you were very curious to mention men as well. We are part of it. Well, anyway, let me cross over to D. Cassell, Webster Cassell, who is also here this morning. He's the head of communication at the Ministry of Gender. It's good to have him here, a communicator, to speak on this issue. Welcome, Webster. How are you?
Thank you. Okay. Thanks for the invite. I'd like to use this time to appreciate the leadership of the LBS for affording us the opportunity to appear this morning and to talk about activities from the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. I like to lay out the full name of the ministry. It's Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. So at that place, we do a wide range of activities as they covered gender, children, and protection. So we deal with both male, women, and men, children as well, elderly, the vulnerable as well. So it is a wide scope of activities, and our function is cover both the women, the men, and the children. But precisely, we are here today to talk about the International Men's Day. Before I go into that, I just want to very quickly use this time to say the Ministry of Gender recently, just over the night yesterday, issued one statement on a reported rape case in Nimba County, Zogwe town, where a 16-year-old girl
Involving the Hebralis?
was reportedly raped. We just want to say that it is siding that within the period of the 16 days of activism, where we have continued and to work with our partners to heighten the call to end rape and all forms of violence against women, girls, and our children, that we are still hearing of these things. We are so siding, and we condemn in the strongest term the action of the herbalists.
And I wish you're going to take a very huge, good stand in that identical case to have a logical conclusion of it as well. But anyway, let's talk now on the major issues here. We have scheduled you here for today to talk about the All Men Conference slated for tomorrow. You want to bring us up to speed with a background of the International Men Day celebration and relative to this event you are gearing up for.
So, thank you. So, many persons still do not believe that at the Ministry of Gender we cover men. So, as a result, most persons will always say that the Ministry of Gender is just for women, just for women. It is not true. With Ministry of Gender also provide space for men to be heard, and what cases of concerning men are also being heard every time. So we have the records are all there. We distribute and provide to the public space every year the statistics on the number of men and number of women that are engaged and that get involved in other activities. So the All Men Conference is part of a global celebration of International Men's Day that is being celebrated globally on November 19 every year. This day was inaugurated in 1999. So as a member state of the United Nations, the government of Liberia, through the Ministry of Gender, will celebrate the International Men's Day. But in our context, the local context, we say All Men Conference. All Men Conference, what is the idea behind the All Men Conference? The idea is to ensure as often, because these are the moments that when you are celebrating the 16 days of activism that was officially launched, and we are in the process, we'll be closing the 16 days on the 10th of December, from November 5th and the 25th to the 10th of December.
That's going to be on Sunday.
Yes, so it's going to be clamourized by given the number of time, different activities that have been held across the country and different institutions that are under the whole of 16-day celebration. So the International Men's Day is also celebrated within the period of the time of the 16 days. Though it has been celebrated on the 19th, we captured it on the period of the 16 days this year.
Now, is it something that you usually do? Is it on an annual basis, or you just chose this year to do it?
It's something we usually do since the inception of this government. We have celebrated International Men's Day. International Men's Day. We have always celebrated it.
Okay,
it's something we always do.
That's great.
And this is gonna be this is the last one for this current government. And the current government have been doing extremely well to ensure that we commemorate the International Men's Day. So it is very important. Why are we bringing men to the table? We are bringing men to the table for several reasons. If you look at the statistics covering January to September this year, you will see that we have reported and recorded over 2,000 sexual and gender-based violent cases. Out of these cases, the highest perpetrators are men. Therefore, why are we bringing the men? We are bringing the men to the table to promote this idea, to put our heads together and talk about issues that the role they can play in the society in ensuring that we all as men be celebrated, but also contribute towards eliminating all forms of violence against women and girls, and also to contribute towards the discussion around men's health. As you may be aware, this year's celebration is being held under the global theme, Zero Male Suicide, while Liberia is commemorating the day under the theme, Stop Male Suicide and Violence Against Women, Girls, and Children. So all of the reasons why we've come together is to promote the idea around men's health, is to promote the idea around men coming together, men from different spheres, not just a specific place. We are bringing together professional men. We're bringing together lawyers. We're bringing together media practitioners. We're bringing together medical practitioners. We're bringing together people from diverse background of professional life, so that men will sit down. We're bringing together the traditional people. We are bringing together the religious people. We are bringing together people from all forms of professional backgrounds to ensure that we have a discussion around the role we can continue to play. We've been playing very good, big role. Now you see the men, we've been playing a very, very huge role in the background and also leading to some extent.
Now, let me cross over to the program officer at the Women Empowerment Division at the ministry, Mr. Jesse James. Tell us a bit about some of the programs we've been embarking on, with regards to the promotion of men as well. Then we can just chip in on tomorrow's activities.
Actually, we for the past years, like you said, normally people believe that the Ministry of Gender is all about women or guys. It is not just that. We also have taken into consideration men activities like the All Men Conference. Then we have another one, some of the activities like the young guys and boys, conference. So why do we bring this? We bring these things so that because if you notice, women are somehow, not like men, the way men behave. So we consider them to be mothers, good sisters. So we organize activities and talk to men and boys to see how they can grow up respecting women and guys, because women and guys are their mothers, are their sisters. So you can go out there and be treating maybe somebody else's daughter like you don't have a sister or a mother. So the All Men Conference actually captured a lot of these things, talk to men to see how they can treat women as well. You wanted to know whether why is it, or have we been celebrating men conference? Perhaps you just getting to know what have been happening. We have been having this celebration mostly out of town. Like in Bomi, we have celebrated, have the program there. Like in Bon, we have celebrated since the inception, like you
Now,
said.
that's a very good thing to do, to go in the rural areas to have such a program. My question here is, how have you been, received by the locals, or, the turnout at some of those programs you had in the various counties, as you have mentioned?
Okay, like what we normally do, we have participants. So we select participants from across the country. Sometimes we go to civil society. They will recommend some men to us. We go to youth advocate, organizations, and then we bring. In most instances, the delegates can be between 200 to 250, and it range from the tribal chiefs, the local government, uh, the rural women organization, civil society. So we bring even the motorcyclists. We bring in the money changer, and all of these things. These people. So we sit together and then talk. Like this one, we are going to have somewhere around 250, and it will be hosted somewhere 13th Street.
250 presents you are
Yes,
going to host.
yes, we're gonna hold 250 persons, 13th Street, Lutheran compound, and we're gonna be a whole day activities. We have panelists that are gonna be discussing different issues.
No, you've been doing this in the last 5 years. You've been doing this, as you said. This time around, you are going to have another one. You want to tell us about your achievement? Have you achieved something from all of those programs you have held?
When it comes to men, yes, we have achieved. We normally talk to men to see like we got something called women political participation. If you notice in Liberia is a male dominated power base. So what we do to in some of the cases, we talk to them. So look, there is a need that women be on par with men. So we bring in men to also encourage them to see how they can support women, political participation, leadership. So we have been doing that, like especially this gone election. We have something called caravan, where we brought a lot of women, men to talk to them to see how to, can support women in leadership, especially president, senator, representatives. And through that, our advocacy went throughout the country, and you will notice that if you look at the statistic, there were more women that registered, and there were more women that took part in the election than ever before. And all of these things are men talking to women, men talking to men to see how we all can move equally together.
Okay, let's go over to the activities for tomorrow. Let me start let me go back to the communication, officer or the head of communication, Webster. You want to bring us up to speed with the activities for tomorrow?
Yes, thank you. So, like my colleague Jesse just said, in addition to other activities that we've been doing with the men, normally when we host the all men conference, we bring specific topics at the table so that men can discuss on various issues, and those issues are issues that are confronting that men are confronted with, and there are issues that people have, maybe let's say some spheres of the community, of the society, have complained that we need to address and get involved with. So men, we get to the table, we have this round table discussion on several topics. And some of the topics will be dealing with the how can men discuss on preventable measures on suicide, because this year the team centers around suicide. So in suicide, some mental issues. I mean, of late we have, or I think sometime this year we had some situation of men committing suicide, another person hanged themselves in the tree. So how men to positively reconcile their minds about suicide acts. We're going to hold dialogue on that men will build a stronger resistance and improve their level of understanding of the zero XGB, LGBV, or SGBV, or and men suicide behavior practices. What happens? What are some of the things that can lead to people committing suicide? How do we abolish? How do we prevent it? And also, what role can men play? How can men play positive roles in ensuring that we contribute towards the end of violence against women, rape, and other sexual forms of violence against women and girls in our society? We're going to be talking about gender equity and gender equality, human rights. Why should male engage in ending or system considering cultural norms and practices, mental health issue of men, and the contributing factor to all forms of violence? How could men contribute to end key issues in Liberia, such as rape, domestic violence, child marriage, and actionable recommendations that are going to be coming out of the conference? So after all of the engagements and the talking and the interaction, we're going to come up with some actionable recommendation that will be presented, and the men from different backgrounds will present it, and we can use that as a working tools for the future.
So when the program will start on tomorrow?
Jesse, you want to?
Yeah, the program, first we're going to gather the men to Monrovia City Hall at 9 o'clock. And then we're going to march from City Hall to 13th Street, then to the Lutheran compound. So it will actually start from 9 o'clock with a march. We assume between 9 to 10, we have been to the direct venue. So from 10 all the way to 3, 4, we're going to be there discussing different topics concerning men, how to prevent the SGBV, and a lot of things. We'll discuss it tomorrow.
Now, you talked about 250 presents you are going to host on tomorrow. We are specific to know how you recruited those 250 presents. Were you able to visit communities, to have those people, or you've been working in line with some groups in order to, bring on the members to be a part of it?
Actually, we're not doing it in isolation. We got the partners that we work with, like the He for She. He for She is preaching men's rights, women's rights. So we got them across the country. We also got our gender coordinators across the country. We are also working with the traditional leaders. We are working with civil society organizations. So how come we came up with 250? So what we do is we talk to our partners, people, the organizations working with. We say, okay, can you give us a 10%, 20? So the 250 is coming from the group we're working with, organizations that we're working with.
So now, meaning that you work with the organization, and the organization do the recruitment or recommend people to attend the event.
They bring in their members. Yes, they bring in their members to attend the event.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about when you talk about the parade is just one aspect, and during the program, are there a series of activities you want to break down them that we can talk about in the program for tomorrow?
You want to pick it up?
Okay, very quickly. So let me just roll over one more thing quickly that's going to be discussed by the men tomorrow, and it has to do what should be the role of the media in stopping the role of the media in stopping male suicide and ending violence against women and girls. One of the key topics we want to state is to look at the role of the role of the media in stopping male suicide and any violence against women and girls. So, as you may be aware, when we attend the conference like that, we bring people from diverse backgrounds, right? Different professional people, including the motorcyclists, including the money exchange bureau, the whole the leadership. They also send people, they send representation. So every aspect of our society will be represented. We work with the civil society. So the civil society and the ministry and government, how they work hand in hand in celebrating these common activities. So the civil society group, and send representation. All of the various groups, the inter-ministry and the inter or religious council, the council of churches, the Muslim council, the fullahs, the different groups, they all send representation at the almond, and we also have representation from the counties. We have
so you are expecting people tomorrow to come from other parts of Liberia to be a part of it?
Of course, yes. We have people from the counties who will come to attend the program. We have people from the county who will come to attend the program. This is what we do when we celebrated in Margibi County. I think it was last year, right?
Yes.
Margibi County. We have people coming from other parts of the country that came to grace the occasion, and we had a wonderful time. The men assembled, the men agreed, the men took a step. They agreed also to support. One of the things that the men agreed on last year was to ensure that this year, 2023, we will lend support to women participation.
So that tells you achieved.
Yes. Not many cases of violence against women were reported, but we also went in the field and we reminded our men. We said, men, we agree few months ago that we agreed to support women participation in these elections. Let's give women the chance. Wherever they are, let's push them. Let's encourage them. And we saw a lot of women register for this 2023. They go on 2023 elections. These are some of the sources that we can point to as an institution, as a government. We've been working with the men to ensure not only that national elections, but even in community leadership, even at the school. We say to men, because we bring students from various schools, we bring students that represent the leadership in various schools. We also say to them, young men, there are women amongst you that can be part of your leadership. We are promoting the idea that men and women can work together and can achieve things together, not that men. Yet women, if you go to the women program, they will say no longer women at the back and the men at the front. Together we are walking side by side. This idea of walking side by side is been pushed, it's been preached, it's been spread across our community level. We're saying woman can be paramount chief. We're saying woman can be governor. We're saying woman can be town chief. We're saying woman can be chief in other places. These are the messages that we've been taking across the country, and these messages are resonating. They are resonating. When we were in Lofa County, Zozo, one of the ladies students said, this place, for a long time, we have not had women or a woman in certain position. We believe that with the appearance, with the coming of the ministerial agenda, this will lift, and this has lifted the courage of the women to ensure and push for higher places. And these are the messages we've been sending across. And this is the reason why men come together and we remind ourselves, we again put together a platform, an actionable recommendation on the table, and give, when the civil societies, when men from all across come up, they would come up with an actionable recommendation and submit to government. And we now will work with them, work with the men to ensure that those recommendations are implemented.
And
now,
I just want to throw
something. Yeah, go ahead.
One of the things we are really doing is, in October this year, we had a training workshop in Buchanan called "Violence Against Women in Elections." What was it for?
How we?
Yeah, we went in there talking to men. that we are just about to go to election. Naturally, men are rough, tough. So we had a 2 days workshop with men and women, telling the men especially, look, we are going to election. You have to understand that we don't need to apply the physical or even mental violence during the election. So we train 60 monitors with the instruction that, look, during the election we have to make sure to protect women in election, because you notice that sometimes online you see the men, boys acting rough, pushing the women aside. They too, because they don't want the attention, you see them leaving. So we talk to them that, look, monitor all of the polling centers where you see men trying to give women some tough time. You talk to them. So if you notice, during the election we had some guys with blue jackets.
So meaning that you had agents in the field.
Yes, we have it across the country, and talking to people online so that women can have the time to vote peacefully. So those are some of the successes where we men.
I know when they returned, there were some recommendations. There were some concerns they also brought back to you. You want to tell us, or you want to disclose that to us here?
Like I was actually on the team. I took care of the entire Painesville, suburb. We have an incident somewhere in what it be, 15 Gate, where this older lady came, and then the young guys, because during the election you have people classify older people to be for certain party and young people for certain party. So the woman, I'm going to get here. So I went to them. I said, no, you can't do that. First, look at the woman. She's far older, and she could be your grandmother. So you have young boy, you just have to give her the time so that she can have the cast or ballot, and then she can easily go back. So he said, no. And then the comments said, Papa, no, we can't do that. And, and I knew what happened. But actually, we had a lot of recommendations. We need more education. We need more education, because in the past, men really felt that power belongs to them. And even if you look at the cultural setting in some countries, they really forbid women taking the front league.
Yeah.
And we have been, especially like we talk about Lofa, I'm sorry to just and other countries. We went to Vonjima. We had the caravan in Vonjima, and the city mayor there, not Vonjima, Zozo. Okay, the city mayor is she's a female, and after the workshop, she told us, look, this kind of have never produced a mayor in this place, and because of the cultural background,
A female as a mayor.
yeah, in Zozo. So she was overwhelmed about that. And not only that, we talked to the traditional leaders. Like you were saying, we talked to traditional leaders. Right now, you got parliament chief who are women. Like in Grangy there, for example. The parliament chief there now are women. And they are in the local government, it never used to happen easily. But right now, that barrier is gradually being broken.
Okay, so that tells that Liberia is making efforts to this aspect about gender equality in keeping with the 17 United Nations goals. Okay, so let's talk around what the ministry is doing. And this program is just one of them, but to go in furtherance as it relates, because a lot of men, when they hear about this gender ministry, I mean, it's always of a female thing, and sometimes, especially because the men, many men have been taken at the Ministry of Gender, sometimes with child support and all of that. Tell us about some of the rights that men are entitled to. That maybe a man can also take a female identical ministry in terms of addressing his plight to as well. His grievances. The ministry should be in a position to do such. You want to share that with us here?
Of course, yes, I want to share that with you. I mean, and you're not the first person. I mean, several other persons also feel the same and think that men are not supposed to take complaints to the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. We said no. We want to use this platform to encourage our men.
What are some of those cases?
What your issues are? If you have an issue with your wife, you just walk out of the house and you come to the Ministry of Gender. The Ministry of Gender will make intervention. If you have you have a kid by a lady and has just refused that you will not see the child for some reasons, right? And, some reasons that are not legal, right? And you come to the Ministry of Gender, there are several other cases. Take for example, or somebody reached out to me one time and say, "Look, my man, I'm having a situation that the woman took the child, and the child is not going to school, and send school fees, and the child is not going to school. But I'm finding a difficult way to take this situation. Okay, I mean, I learned that only women can carry cases to the Ministry of Gender." I said, "No, that is not true. That is absolutely wrong." That's what I need to clarify today. That if you are a man out there, whatever profession you find yourself, we're not looking for a specific man and say you got to be a lawyer, or you got to be a medical doctor, or you got to be a minister. No, whatever professional life you find yourself in, you have a situation as a man that is confronting you, maybe you and the kid, maybe you and the woman, and you can come on the Ministry of Gender, and we will. There are professional social workers, trained people. They will deal with the situation, and they will deal with you in a way that they will come and bring a logical conclusion. If to some extent the cases are not at your satisfaction, you can push forward to the court and seek legal redress. But the Ministry of Gender has been doing extremely well. One of the issues I want to raise here today that is alarming now, especially as it relates to men, is the issue of abandonment. Now we need to speak about very quickly, because there are several cases at the Ministry of Gender that men have abandoned either their homes or their children.
But have you been curious to know the reason? Sometimes could be that the female could be creating the most tension in the home, and the man cannot stand. He could choose to walk away in order not to use the other route by maybe brutalizing her, and all of that. Have you been curious to know what could be some of the causes to that?
Absolutely right. That is the reason why we have the people, trained people at the Ministry of Gender, who will ask you to please come and tell us what is the reason, what is happening. We can intervene. And so this child, remember the law says the child's interest is first. Now the ministry must ensure the child's interest.
But now,
It is the child's right to be in school. The law provides that you as a father, you are on an obligation to educate the child. It is the child's right to education. So the child is not, the child should not be victimized because the father have an issue with the mother. It is the right of that child to have health care services. It is the right of that child to have education. It is the right of that child to play. It is the right of that child to entertainment. So one of the trending issues that the ministry has been recording of late is this issue of abandonment, child support, women. So we want to use this time again, and those are the issues that we're going to be discussing. With some of the issues we'll be bringing up. Men, you have a responsibility. You have a responsibility. When you walk into that meeting, you know that you have a responsibility to show the well-being of that child.
sometimes it gets difficult. I mean,
Just a minute.
sometimes it gets difficult. Men will have to, because out of loss of job and all of those things. Sometimes they are not willing to do it, but because of situation, and sometimes it goes at the level of feeling disrespected. So they finding an alternative until maybe they can get in that position.
So,
in
some
return.
cases are understandable, right? Some cases are understandable. Other cases, look. Other cases, when you see the man and the man looks good working, and he works, and then
But make it go on.
the man can't feed at home. The woman, so what we are saying is not all men. But there are the cases of abandonment is getting alarming, and we want to call our men. We want to call our men. Listen, when you are a young boy and now impregnate a woman, you are a man, and
Of
you are
course.
on an obligation to
Support.
show that and support the child to the fullest. That should be no excuse.
Just
And-
want to
and-
add to
and- yeah.
add up to it.
I just want to add a little flavor to it. You see, normally when you talk about gender, my friend says, gender, oh, if I go to the place, there are certain women cases are preaching, they got fear. But look, let's take, for example, you have your home and your wife is not treating you nice, whether maybe she's rough talking to you, she's not doing those things that you want her to do, you as a man, at the Ministry of Gender, the Social Division, you got a right to go there and make a complaint. And like you said, we got three social workers. They will call the lady and just sit down and talk. What is the problem? They will be able to identify the problem. So the issue of gender is Ministry of Gender is not only the women. So if you have your problem, your wife or not treating you nicely, you take the issue there. Trust me, you're going to be treated with dignity. And trust me, that we got trained people. They will talk to her how to behave in the home.
That's great.
Let me just add, this is not only a Monrovia-based thing.
So, do you have agents, maybe
We
in
have
areas?
coordinators in all of the counties. The Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection runs one of the active local offices in the county. Yes, our offices are open 24/7. You go there, there are cases. When we want reports from the county, we liaise with our people in the county. They give us updated information.
And
So,
they work with organizations.
yes, they work with our partners.
Yes, that way I was driving. Working with the partners is one thing, to just get these cases. But in terms of raising awareness, because there should be more awareness done to have the public informed. In cases like this, you are just using this medium today, and I know there are some people who just getting to know. But are you also engaged with local youth groups or maybe some media group? You also mentioned media, the role of the media. Are you thinking in direction like that to empower the media to keep pushing these kind of awareness on the radio to have the public informed?
Let me just come in there before Cassia come in. It is true we're celebrating All Men Conference in Monrovia, right? But we're also celebrating it in 5 different counties. And why are we celebrating in 5 counties? We got the high SGBV counties. So this year we have done it all over. But we look how we say look where we got the high prevalence cases. So like take for example Masurado, we capture Masurado, we capture Nima, we capture Bomi, Cape Mount, Lofa County. These are places that sometimes there are a lot of cases. So you talking about whether we got other group we're working with.
Yes, to
So
raise
our
awareness.
gender coordinators, when we give the instruction that is pass the message on to them, they in turn because they got all of the organizations or partners to work with, so they select their own date, have a meeting, plan the activities, do it go inside with what we do. So and then they celebrate it. So there are all of the organizations or partners in the countries. They are all part of the celebration of the All International Men's Day or even men activities in the countries.
What's up? You can come in.
yeah, I mean, Jason made mention of the counties with this year so far the highest SGBV cases in recorded, and which is very key that the All Men Conference, the Ministry of Gender is taking keen attention, and that they're going to focus on these prevalence counties. Montserrado, for example, is reporting high numbers as compared to last year. Lofa, Nima, Grand Cape County,
Cringy.
and Grand Jide. So these countries are reporting high numbers as compared to last reporting period. And we have to report. We want to leave over the LBC when we leave, and we're going to share the report
Yeah,
with you.
yes. I wish you can.
So,
you can
yeah.
do so.
So we're going to share the report with you so that you'll be able to disseminate it properly. Yes, we have been.
So I was talking about raising awareness.
Yes, I'm coming to that. That's why I'm coming to that.
And you are from the angle of the communication department.
Yes, we have been working with the media. We have been working with the media when we engage in the community. We've been working also with community radios In the counties, our people, our coordinators, the community radios. In Monrovia, the head office, or at the Ministry of Gender, we've been working with the media. We've been sending the information out. We've been putting the information there. But also, this issue of finances is still a constraint, and we're hoping that it's going to get better. But the issue of finances is still a constraint, and we are hoping with the support of national government and our partners, we can accelerate, we can improve on what we have done. But I can say to you, with the level of support we got, we did what we could do. But we're still looking forward for more in terms of accelerating, in terms of heightening this awareness across the country. But we have been engaged into awarenesses. We've been engaged into outreach community. As I speak to you, the beginning tomorrow, I think. Yes, also tomorrow. The today, the XGBV, the SGBV division will be in the communities. They'll be in community outreach on this, engaging community on the issue of sexual and gender-based violence as part of the 60 days of activism. So there are people in the community. We deal with our partners, our civil society organizations who also are also in the communities, in the field, we're talking to people. We also reach out to churches, the religious council, the Muslim council, the Christian council. We also reach out to them. We have been getting them involved and so as to use the various platforms to stick the message across, so as to use the pulpit, so as to use the church, so as to use the mosques, so as to use every other gathering in the entire centers. We got all these people involved. They attend all those meetings. They have all those statistics, and it is our hope that they will continue to spread the message and use the platforms, use the church, use the mosques to spread the message. Because you know that the actual truth is the perpetrators are from
Either the church,
or the mosque, or maybe the one other worship center.
yes.
Somewhere, somehow, they are from there. And if we use our platforms, if we use the media, if we use the churches, if we use the mosques, if we use other places of worship to spread the message, and other centers of gathering, like the Attai centers and other places. And it is our hope also that some of the guys at the Attai center will have us, we
Give you
give
the
an
platform.
opportunity so that we'll be able to send the message again, so that we say, hey, guys, Maserati County, we felt high last year that the number dropped. Sadly, this year, the number has gone up. Maserati alone is accounting for over 1,100 cases. That is not a good message. We are a good people in Maserati County, and we cannot be reporting high numbers of sexual and gender-based violence cases. Like Noma, like Grand Cape Mount. So all the other counties, the numbers last year was much smaller as compared to what we are experiencing now. But that is also because of another reason.
What could be the reason?
There are more cases being reported now based on the system set up at the Ministry of Gender. We have a system called a Kobo Connect system where we have connected the coordinators and our people from the various counties. So it is much easier, faster to report cases now.
So
than in the past.
one could determine it that this issue of Monserrato reporting the high number of cases could be a quick response. Then the other county is there. Don't you think that there could be a need to do an assessment and find out as to whether the folks, even in the rural area, are mostly engaging the system you set up?
Also, Maserati is in Maserati County, the kind of system, the network system is easier. So you get the cases, you get the messages, you get the information coming very quickly. But what we're saying is that we still have to take the message. People, this message is resonating in other parts of the country. Monserrato, we must own this fight against SGBV. We must own the fight against rape. We must own the fight against sexual violence. We must own the fight against abuse against women. Man, we take stock of every abuse that will come to us through our reporting system. So, for example, even if you slap your wife at home, it's an abuse, and if she reports that, it's part of our database. we include it in our reporting system. It is an abuse. What we're saying is that Montserrado, Lufa, Nimba, Grenkima, and the rest of the country, we need to own this fight against sexual, gender-based violence, against even the issue of abandonment. Montserrado is still reporting the highest one also.
And stay abandoned
Man, the
home.
abandonment homes and the families
Okay,
and not giving support resources to the children.
we have roughly 11 minutes here. Let's just throw light on tomorrow's program. Who are some of the speakers? Are you inviting to speak with, or speak to the participants?
Okay, one of the we um, we actually got people coming from the homicide division of the National Police. And why are we bringing somebody from there? The topic itself speaks about suicide. So they're going to be telling us what are some of the measures that people need to take to avoid suicide. Because it could be maybe family problem, financial. We may not have the technical know-how. So we thought to bring people from the homicide division. Then we also uh, got people coming from the Ministry of Justice and because when anything happens, the Justice Ministry is the prosecuting arm. So when what is the cause of somebody just taking their own life? So we got a lot of people. We're also bringing in our own assistant minister, Mr. Roosevelt Kafla. He will be speaking on the social aspect of the program. So there are a lot of people tomorrow going to be there, like the he for she, Crusader will also be part of the panelists, and a lot of them.
They are just one of the partners. But you want to tell us about more of those who are you working with in terms of are you bringing this in partnership?
Oh, okay. Look, we work with the UN Women. UN, they are our biggest donor. We also, in this public manner, we want to tell them thank you for this level of support. They have been with us throughout since the men conference began. They have been our supporters. Recently, we got the WFP. WFP also came in, giving us support. We want in this problem, and we also want to tell them thank you. Then we have the UNHCR as well coming in. So there are a lot of them, down the line. So we just want to tell them. So they are all our partners who are going to be there and observe the program as well.
Okay, so we can just hold you there a bit. We can pick up a few calls from the audience, our listeners out there. If you have just joined us, this is the Super Morning Show you are listening to, and we have two individuals here. They come from the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. Mr. Jesse James, he's the program officer of the Women Empowerment Division at the ministry, and D. Webster Cassell is the head of communication. We are talking about an upcoming all men conference on tomorrow. Basically, they've been giving us detail about the program and the progress of the Ministry of Gender as well on tackling cases that relative to the operations. So you can join the conversation here this morning by dialing 0776 740673, 0776 740673, or 0880069933. 0880069933 is the Lone Star line. Let's talk to this first caller on the orange line this morning. Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Yes, go ahead. Tell us the name and where you join us from.
Yeah, my name is Mr. Tu, and I call from Virginia.
Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm listening to the guy in studio from Gender Ministry, but I got serious problem with them.
Let's
I
hear
had a
you.
case I had a case October 28, 2001. My daughter was beaten by my former fiancé, and then the case was taken to the police station, Sealand Depot, and then the child was taken to the safe room. My daughter spent 3 months to the safe room while we were pursuing the case. So we ended up going to the Women and Children Protection Section at Central, and we were directed to the Domestic Crime Section. Now, going to the Domestic Crime Section, we met the superintendent called Jate. Instead of him following the case, he told me to pay money so my girl can be released. He was released and the child was turned over to my dad in fire soon. But since my child was turned over, there is no communication between gender ministry and the child. In fact, our kid was referred to John Mosey. I think you know John Mosey. Since then, they have not tracked that child. In fact, when I took my child from there, they don't know even if the child stayed there or not. So please ask them, what's wrong with the monitoring arm? Because so
Okay.
what I could kidnap my own child.
Okay, they are listening. They will respond to that. Let's talk to the next caller on the line here. But we are basically talking about the upcoming event they have for tomorrow, All Men Conference. Let's talk to this caller. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, you are live. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Well, my name is Daniel B. Snow, and I call you for Clariton, please.
Go ahead.
Well, I want to commend the panelists in studio there. I mean, the program is very informative, and we are getting to know that men got a right to over women.
Take advantage of it, my man.
Huh?
Take advantage of it now.
Yeah, so I have an issue too that I really want to find out. I have a child, a girl that I send into school, but she's depriving the child from coming, to me. But I pay the school fees, and she's now in the 8th grade. She can just call me on the phone, she can come to me. But the child want to come to me, the child should not come to me. So what steps should I take? Thank you very much.
Okay, let's talk to one or two, then we go back to our guests. We have their final comments. Welcome. Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, go ahead. What's the name where you join us from?
Okay, my name is Bobby Toba, and I'm joining you from the seashore of Grand Creek County.
Okay, you got 30 seconds. Let's hear you.
Okay, let me first of all say a very big thank you to our studio guests. For me, Grand Creek, I'm a UN volunteer, and in Grand Creek, I go from village to village, in the inferior part of Grand Creek. But, engaging with the people, community dwellers, and at times, I start reaching out to the general ministry online. All of the information stipulated on the website, their numbers and the email, every time I forward mail to them, no response. So I want to know how can we, as people in rural Nigeria and other places, reach out to them just in case there might be some emergency issues.
Okay, so let's talk to the last person. Then we'll go back to them. No time. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, just do me a favor. Walk away from your monitor.
Okay, my name is Freeman Godu.
Okay, you got 30 seconds.
Okay, my concern has to do with multiple births, triplets and quadruplets. Which office is responsible to support these multiple births? Some years back, there was an office responsible to give support these triplets and what have you. But nowadays, we hear on the radio parents crying that there is no support for multiple births.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. They will respond to that. We have no time here. Let's go back to our guests. They can just respond in a minute. Then we can just wrap up here this morning on the Super Morning Show.
Okay, I want to talk about to the fellow who called from Grand Crew. He talked about maybe not reaching us through the information we got. Again, my brother, I'm so sorry. It could be that sometimes the network, may not, be functioning. But we got our gender coordinator in Grand Crew, Madam Cyril Yuma. So if you get to Cyril Yuma, Grand Crew is one of the little bit hard to reach area. So if you get to Cyril Yuma, some of the things you're talking, you can sit with her, the team, they can be addressed. So it's good that what you're doing is good because it's also helping to, solve our issues. So you can get to Sarah Yuma in Grand Crew. She's our gender coordinator. Just in case you're trying to get to us and you're not getting to us.
Just say you want to call, you have Sarah.
Yeah, I got Sarah's number.
Okay, so maybe you can.
Yeah, you can also do that because it's very important.
I will do that.
Yeah, so I mean, like you said, we have coordinators in all the counties, and I want to thank Tukpa Hople, who called from Grand Crew. You're doing a very good piece of job over there, and thank you so much for reaching out in the community to our people. We're gonna link you with the county coordinator, the gender coordinator, Sarah Yuma. and whatever you have, just share with her. You guys can, and she will be able to relate to us. Sorry about the us not getting the information. Daniel Snow from Clarendon said that he has a child with a lady, and lady is depriving him from seeing the child. Daniel, I don't think it is the right thing. You need to come to the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection with your complaint, and we will be able to invite the woman over and ask her what are the reasons, what are the reasons, and your child, you're not having access to your child. And I believe that because you're paying, you're responsible for the well-being. I mean, you're paying the school fees and taking care of the child. You should have access to the child. So come to the Ministry of Gender. We will sit with the Congotan at the EJS Ministerial Complex. Enter, turn right, the last building on your on the line on the front row. You come there, ask for the children division. Or the on the ground floor, the social workers are there, and they will invite the woman, and you will begin to have access to your child very soon. That's it's simple as that. Maybe you didn't have the information, you have one now. And to the our fellow who talked about the met the superintendent in 2001 and October 28, 2001. He met the superintendent asking for money. I'm so sorry. It's so siding that it's superintendent, but I cannot verify that information, so I cannot speak to that. But it is unfortunate that anybody will ask you for money to assist with the reported rape case. It is forbidden. It is not acceptable in our society in any form and shape that anybody will ask you for money to assist you. I'm sorry about the situation. Our monitoring system is very strong, and I can say to you that we have records that you took the child from over there, and we will just check the records. We're going to come back here and tell you who signed for the child and other things. But I think we can still work with you. We were sorry about the situation, but our doors are still open. If you want to come and we some of the cases when we cannot handle it goes to court, and the court when the court takes over that case,
It's no more in the hands of the gender ministry.
What we do is and now one thing people must understand, and I want to say that clearly here, is that the Ministry of Gender has a core function. Our function is advocacy.
It's not prosecution.
No, we do not prosecute.
So people, when they take cases to you,
Yeah,
you listen to it, and sometimes you intervene in your way. You are not the one to take people and place them behind bar because they cannot meet up with their own.
No, like we always do, we raise their witness, and we raise and say, hey, no, this cannot be done. This must be done. Our women, our children, our girls, and our vulnerable, and people, and our adolescents. We want these things. They cannot be victimized. They need support here. So that's what we do. We raise their witness, and we always do. We advocate. And we have always been and will always do. We want to thank you, ELBC, for having us on today. And we also want to appreciate our bosses, the Minister of Gender, Children and Social Protection, Honorable William Eto E. Sirita, who is currently in UAE, Dubai, who is in Dubai now, and our acting minister, Minister Hassan A. Khan, and for giving us the support, and all of our co-workers and who've been working behind the scene to package this report, to making sure that the International Men's Day is a success, to making sure that other activities that we do at the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection are done. We just want to thank them. We want to applaud them. Most of all, we want to applaud the feminist in chief, President George Manuel, for affording all of us the opportunity.
Yes, so just go back to the county coordinator. Is that in Grand Gidet?
Grand Crew.
Grand Crew. Okay, so just call the number of the coordinator in the county there. And maybe the individual who call can just reach out to the president. It's very important.
Okay, just before I do that, I just want to be thankful to the Deputy Minister for Gender, Honorable Alice Johnson Harvard, for having given me the opportunity to come in studio and talk about the main conference. I also want to give thanks to my immediate boss, Selena Yafa, for giving me the time to come here. So the numbers, my brother who called from the Grand Crew, the number is 07762111705. 0886990058, and her name is Sarah Yuma. She's the general coordinator.
All right, Sarah Human. So just before you guys leave us, just reiterate the venue for the All Men Conference on tomorrow.
So the venue once again is the Lutheran compound, but we're going to be marching from the city hall to Lutheran compound, the somewhere around Prince Avenue. So we want to invite, even if you never got official invitation, if you listen to this program, we want you to come and listen as a man, as a woman. Come and listen and see what men are doing for women or in coordination with women. So we want to invite even the LBS family to attend the program tomorrow so that you can be part of the program as well.
Okay, thank you, Jesse, and we can cross over. Is there anything we let you go quickly?
Thank you. I want to applaud the LBS family for this opportunity. It is a great one. And I'd like to say thanks to our listening audience. Some of you who could not make it to call in, that our offices are open. I can leave my number and I can call my number.
You can do
I'm
that.
also the public information officer at the Ministry of Gender. I provide information to the public about things that are happening. You want information? Call me. My numbers are 0777 0777 993 999 0777 993 999 0886 924412. To our brother in Grand Crew, if you cannot get Silver Yuma, you can also call me and maybe we can reach out to her. So 0886 0886 924412 0777 993 999.
All right, thank you.
And I think I'm getting a call right now.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna be involved with.
Yes, that's what we do. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Well, that was a very wonderful conversation here this morning on the Super Morning Show on ELBC Radio 99.9. We had two individuals from the Ministry of Gender, Children, and Social Protection. Jesse James, Program Officer, Women Empowerment Division at the Ministry, and also D. Webster Cassell, the Head of Communication at the Ministry of Gender. They've been here telling us about the upcoming All Men Conference slated for tomorrow at 9 o'clock with a parade. And that will follow by an indoor program. Keep listening to the Super Morning Show here this morning on ELBC 99.9 here on your radio on this wonderful Thursday morning.